3 videos and counting. This is our third to last video for the year. We're going to be starting the chapter off. Well, you guys should have done worksheet 1, which was just HA2 Trig. So it was kind of a review. There was no video for that. If you need to, you can go back to the video from Trig chapter 1 for that last worksheet. It's the same stuff. So today we're going to talk about the law of cosines. Now we're going to use these laws, both law of sines and law of cosines, to find all the missing parts of our triangle in case we only have parts of it. So we use law of cosines for the SAS triangle if I give you 2 sides and the included angle, or if I give you all 3 sides. And usually when you draw your triangle, let's assume that this is like ABC. Side A then goes across from angle A, side B goes across from angle B, and so on and so forth. Alright, and here are the law. Well, here is the law. Now, it's the same thing 3 times, it's just depending on what you're solving for. So for example, if you either have angle A or want side A or want angle A, one of those two, then you pick this one. You pick the letter you want and put it here, and then the formula is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. So the thing with the cosine always goes with the thing that it's equal to. And that's pretty much it. So let's use this to find our missing parts of our triangle. So the side angle side case, find the missing parts. Always start with a sketch. Alright, if you don't have a triangle given to you, sketch it out. So I'll just call this A, B, and C, and it tells me that A, the side A is 12, that's across from angle A, side C is 16, and the included angle is 38 degrees. Okay, so in order to do law of cosines, you have to figure out what you can there's only one thing we can really find here. We have side angle side. We're using these 2 angles. We're using these 2 sides. We're using this angle, which means we have to be able to find B first. That's our first thing we can use, because law of cosines always involves 3 sides and the angle. So we can use it to find B. So I'm going to use the setup that has B equals then. So I'm going to use this setup here, B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine of B. Another thing to note when you're this is straightforward plugging in. Another thing to note though, be in degree mode, and do never ever ever combine the A squared and C squared with this stuff right here. That's a separate thing. It'll unless it's all one number, which we'll see in this case it actually will be. So B squared equals A was 12 squared plus C is 16 squared minus 2 times 12 times 16 cosine of 38. Alright, so basically you end up with B squared is equal to 144 plus 256 minus, and if I round this to 4 decimal places just to keep it, if you do 2, 12, 16 cosine 38, you get 302.5961. 302.5961. And when you solve this, you get B is approximately 9.869 when you subtract and add and then take the square root. Remember, when you take the square root, there are both positive and negative values, but hopefully you guys realize that we do not want a negative side of a triangle. So we now have found the third side of our triangle, rounded to 3 decimal places, 9.869. I'll do that here. Alright, so let's find the other missing piece then. Whenever I am looking for an angle in a triangle using law of cosines, I always like to go with the biggest side that's given, because the law of cosine gives you angles between 0 and 180 when you're finding them. In this case, really there's only one thing we can do though. We can only find angle C. So now we're going to be looking for big C because we have side C. Well, I guess we could also find side A, or angle A, now that I look at that, but I like to find the one that's across from the 16 first. That only comes into play though if you're using both laws together. Okay, right now it won't matter if you chose to find A first or C first, but I always like to find the biggest one. And we know that C is going to be the biggest because it's across from the biggest side. So if I'm trying to find C, the angle, so to find C, I'm now going to set it up with C squared. So I'm going to use this one. C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2ab cosine c. This time though, I don't know big C. So c squared is 16 squared equals a squared is 12 squared plus what we just found squared minus 2 times 12 times that number again, 869 cosine of c. Again, this is what I was talking about. You combine these two up here. Do not combine these numbers with the back numbers that are attached to the cosine of c. That doesn't work out. So we get 256 is equal to, when I square these and add them, you get 241.397161. Again, try to leave as many decimals as possible until the final answer, minus, when I multiply these three together, 236.86 or 856 cosine of c. Again, cannot combine these two numbers. Next step, subtract over this, and you get 14.603 is equal to negative 236.856 cosine of c. Divide now. Divide by this, what is that? Okay. Divide by the negative 236, and you get about negative 0.0617 when you divide equals cosine of c. Hopefully at this point you guys know to find an angle we inverse cosine in degree mode, and we get c is equal to 93.535 degrees. So I almost found everything now. I have little b and I have big C. All I need is big A. Well, the good news is you guys should all know that triangles equal 180 for angles. Or I should say angles in a triangle. Okay, so we know that the three angles should add up to 180. We already know angle 1 or B is 38. Angle C is 93.535. So we can do angle A equals 180 degrees minus the 93.535 and minus the 38 that was given to us at the beginning. So we should get angle A is equal to 48 degrees, or 48.465 degrees. I just realized in my notes online I wrote angle B, but we already have angle B. So, and now we have solved the missing pieces. We usually need 3 more pieces. Usually you get 3 pieces to start with. So we're done with that. Now, one more thing we're going to do in this video, we're going to be able to find the area of a triangle given 3 sides, any 3 sides, using Heron's formula. So, here's the formula. The triangle, area of the triangle is the square root of S times S minus A times S minus B and S minus C. And a lot of you guys might be wondering what the heck is S? Well, S is the semi-perimeter of the triangle. Again, think about what that means. Semicircle is half a circle. Semi-perimeter is half of the perimeter. So here we are. S is equal to, add up the 3 sides of your triangle and divide by 2. And then you can do the work. So, for this problem right here, I have this triangle with 3 sides, A, B, and C. I need to find the area of this. So to find the area, I find the semi-perimeter first. I'll find the semi-perimeter first. And the semi-perimeter is just 22 plus 40 plus 50 all over 2. And we get a semi-perimeter of 56. Now I can find the area. The area of the triangle is equal to the square root of 56 times 56 minus A, which is 22, times 56 minus B, which is 40, times 56 minus 50, because that would C. Alright, so when you do that, you get down to that this is the square root of 56 times this becomes a 34, this becomes a 16, and this becomes a 6. So when you type that in, you get the square root of this number, 182,784. So the area of this triangle is 427.532, whatever units we were in, whatever square units we were in. So that is how you can find the area of a triangle given 3 sides. Remember, this is the one given 3 sides. Okay, so that's all you're doing today for your homework is law of cosines to find the missing pieces, or do the 180 minus once you get them, and using Heron's formula to find the area of a triangle. Alright, that's one video down. You got 2 more to go.